Resident Evil Requiem doesn't just wrap out its own story, it opens the door to something much bigger. The game introduces a shadow network called the Connections, and its influence stretches across decades of bioweapon history. In this video, we're breaking down who the Connections are, what the cryptic post-credit scene could be mean, and how all this may lead into the next mainline entry in the Resident Evil saga. Within Resident Evil Requiem, the Connections emerge as one of the most important revelations in franchise lore. According to Grace's report, a 60-page file unlocked after completing the canon Hope ending, the Connections were just some long background criminal groups. They are a powerful syndicate that had been operating long before 1980s, influencing global power structures and pulling strings behind major events in the series. The report even reframes that from the original 1998 missile strike on Raccoon City. Instead of being a containment effort, Grace concludes that the Connections lobbied the US government to sever Umbrella's political ties and seize control of its assets, including the ARC facility itself. That shift in power helped them claim Umbrella's research for their own ends. Grace's investigation reveals that the Connections had moles sponsored inside for Umbrellas for years, and their influence may have contributed to subsequent manipulation across the Resident Evil timeline. In Requiem, they are indirectly tied to antagonists like Xeno, hinting that their reach remains active even after Umbrella's fall.
You all. Spencer defied us and paid the price with his life. He was nothing!
You are nothing but an imitation.
It's over, Victor. The Connections is done with you!
Remaining BSAA forces have been neutralized. Retrieving the objective before they send in the wolves.
Then there's the post-credits stinger, a small but significant moment that clearly sets up future conflict. After the credits roll, we see two masked soldiers approaching the wreckage of ARC. They radio in all remaining BSAA forces have been neutralized and say they are about to retrieve an objective before another team arrives. The game never explicitly named this soldier or tell us whom they serve, but it happens in the context of the Connections' influence and implies that this group, or a faction linked to them, is still active and may be regrouping for the larger agenda. Fans online have pointed out this scene teases the Connections without fully explaining them, offering a tantalizing mystery about what they've been working toward and what they plan next. So, what does all of this mean for the future of the series, the so-called Resident Evil 10? While Capcom has officially announced the next title yet, the post-credits still strongly suggest that the Connections are unfinished. Their involvement in Umbrella's collapse, their hinted research after ARC, the unknown objective they retrieve all point to them being major players in future narrative. Some fans even speculate that the next mainline game could be revolved around uncovering the Connections' true intentions, their hierarchy, and their role in global bioweapon proliferation. This will represent a shift from old Umbrella-centric stories to a deeper conspiracy rooted in corruption, politics, and shadow warfare. There was also discussion around how characters like Chris Redfield and the Harfu squad tie into this timeline. In the post-credit scene, the team retrieving the objective appears before the Harfus arrive, suggesting multiple factions are interested in what remains of Ark Secret. Whether or not in this next chapter is officially called Resident Evil 10 or something else, the seeds planted by Requiem clearly point to a large arc involving the connections and future clashes with established figures like Leon and Chris. And from the way Capcom has structured Requiem's ending, it feels less like a conclusion and more like the beginning of a new era in the franchise.
Alpha, can you read me, sir? Yeah, they're safe. I got them. Yes, sir. Mr. Kennedy, I have a message from Captain Redfield.